Picture this, it's 1500 years ago. This area is the center of all trade in the world. Rugs, silk, dyes, spices being moved from East China through Central Asia to Southern Europe. Marauders everywhere along this road trying to get their own piece of the pie. Here you are, a merchant, getting prosperous, getting rich like you've always wanted, and then people trying to rob you every step along the way. Then a few hundred years later, a bloody Mongolian leader shows up. His name, Genghis Khan. He wreaks havoc. He destroys everything in his path. He rapes the women, so many that at this point he's likely to be our great granddad. Lights this entire place on fire, wreaks havoc to Bukhara. The only thing remaining, that minaret. But then he dies in an unfortunate death of, well, getting a phallic region kind of cut off, bleeding away, blah blah blah. Not a happy death. But more importantly, afterwards, the city manages to rebuild. It manages to prosper. That same wealth is everywhere all over again. Only to have the Black Death, the plague, show up and completely destroy everything again, kill everybody in its way. But once again, the city revives and keeps thriving. The Silk Road lives on. And then starts to fall apart. As the Ottomans take over, the importance of the Silk Road diminishes, but it's fine, the area is still okay. Then it goes through various leaders, the Han dynasties, various Khans, until the Ruskies come by, the Bolsheviks are here, and then they take over everything. They say, no more Han dynasty, no more kings in this region. Communism is here to stay until the early 1990s, at which point communism falls, the evil empire is gone, independence is once again in Uzbekistan, including Bukhara, and this is where we are here today. So you are now gonna see what Bukhara is like in the 21st century. Wow. Bukhara in particular, you can't walk 2 steps without running into a madrasa. Look, we got another one right up here, right across the street. Now check this out. It's an old Bukharan pool. Now Bukhara used to have way more of them. Used to have over 100, close to 150 of these pools. That would, the water into the pools would come in from the canals. Actually, well, maybe the reason that there are so few pools now is because of the state of that canal. Ugh. And here we got the most famous woman in Bukhara. We're gonna buy treats from the most famous lady in Bukhara. Возьму одну такую, и я возьму халву, как вчера. This is halva. This is what you need to purchase. It is delicious. It's hard to explain exactly how it is, but it's a very Central Asian dish. You need to get a halva. Now look at that up there. We've got the trading domes. So back in the day, when Bukhara was the center of the developed world, all the trade in this town would happen here. You could exchange gold and silver for whatever you wanted, because that was the primary currency at that time. Well, now you can exchange your gold and silver for very much the same thing. You want some silk? Well, bring your gold over here. Whoa, look at this, it's an entire rug shop. Now rugs are gonna be by far the most expensive thing that you can buy in Bukhara. We got more rugs here. See, rug capital. Oh, this one's very soft. Extremely soft. Good to do your yoga poses on. Здрасте. Вопросик, а сколько вот эти коврики стоят?
Этот коврик можем за... Который?
Вот, скажем, вот этот и вот этот.
Этот можем вам за $550 положить. Он из шелка.
Он из шелка?
Да.
Почему такой дешевый, если из шелка?
Это... Вот этот, например, стоит $3000. Это на все 100% ручной работы. Узелковая работа. 200 узелков на 1 квадратный сантиметр. А это уже абсолютно другая техника. Это техника икат, алубахмал. Здесь как бы ковер прессуется и образуется дизайн.
О, понятно. Вот это как бы...
Да, вот видите, здесь узлов нет. Здесь мастер не сидит, не завязывает узелки. А здесь прям мастер сидит и в течение 6 месяцев сделал этот ковер.
It's a windy day here in Bukhara, and here we have two madrasas. We have the madrasa of Uzbek. Now, this one looks really old, but the whole thing had been destroyed, and since then, well, restored. Now, this other madrasa right across the street from that one. Basically, well, most of this stuff is actually very old, hasn't been restored. But some of it, well, has. Now in here, the way this would be organized, the inside of this madrasa, is you would have classrooms, so they would be like 2 floors, and you might have classrooms on this side. You might have dormitories on that side where they would live. Здравствуйте. А какие из этих бухарские, какие чувств, какие андижанские? Не знаю, как отличать на самом деле.
Вот это то, что вы говорите, чустские, андижанские, вот такие ножи.
Вот эти все чустские и андижанские.
Вот это чисто бухарские ножи.
Окей.
Это отличается от тем, что это узкий и прямой.
Окей.
Прямой. Форма другая. Вот видите?
А я когда был в Чусте, я видел такого форма.
Нет.
Такой форм.
Они тоже делают.
Ага.
Я тоже вот как чустки делаю. Нож это. Я мастер. И андижанский делаю, и ферганский делаю, и бухарский. Факт, что по истории вот такая форма. А это рок.
What a knife.
Да, это дорогая вещь.
А сколько этот стоит?
$230 это.
The deals in Chust are better. They start way less. Uzbekistan in general is known for its ceramics and its silks and its rugs and its knives. So they're selling them all here. But Uzbek people have a very small problem. What often happens in this country is somebody opens up a business and they become successful with it. And so everybody else goes, whoa, that guy made so much money. I'm gonna do the same thing. But then everybody does it, and everybody sells the same stuff. Okay, now we've arrived at the Poyi Kalyon complex. Check it out. This is the main place in Bukhara to go to. Over here is a madrasa, which we have, frankly, all over the place. But the cool thing about this one in particular is that under communist rule, all the madrasas were closed down because the commies were against religion, right? But in the 1940s, Stalin decided to reopen this one up because he figured, well, it can't hurt to have the Muslim population of Bukhara praying to their God and help us win the war. And so they did. And so Stalin reopened this place up. Potentially one of Stalin's few redeeming qualities, maybe we'll say. This is how it looks up close. Beautiful. And over there, when you enter through there, you'll have the mosque, which is the second biggest mosque in Central Asia and Uzbekistan. The biggest one being in Samarkand. Now that minaret is the only thing that survived when Genghis Khan came here. And, well, they say that what happened was that he arrived here and then he had dropped his cap, his hat. He went to pick it up in front of the minaret, so essentially he had to kneel in front of it. And it was the only thing that's ever made him kneel. And so he decided to not destroy it. However, the Bolsheviks, in their, well, typical Bolshevik style, they went ahead and they had destroyed parts of it as they were taking over Uzbekistan. And then, of course, they then had to fix their mistakes in typical Bolshevik fashion. Okay, my friend, check out what we've got. We've got manti with smetana. So if you've seen the other videos, manti are like these big dumplings. Let's bite into one. You can eat them with your hands, or you can eat them with a fork. That's what it looks like inside. Looks like a big giant dumpling. And that's smetana, sour cream. Now, the lagman. We've seen in the other videos a few different other lagmans already. This is the Bukhara lagman, okay? So it's the noodles, handmade noodles with sauce consisting of tomatoes and beef. Tastes like a lot like an Italian pasta with like a bolognese sauce, except the noodles are much softer. Now, as we walk away from the Poikalyon complex and the mosque back there, we're gonna get to the Ark Fortress. The Ark Fortress now being protected by all the cars. You might be wondering, why are there little wooden planks and such protruding from the outside of this 1500-plus-year-old fortress that was protecting the Bukharan high-end society, clergy, priests, kings and the like, from the outside world, from marauders and thieves and common folk trying to get in? Well, the actual reason is because what was the structure made out of? Largely, well, brick and kind of some mud and some petrified dung. Crap was what it is. Petrified shit. And so we needed reinforcing. Potentially, it was the crap from this very camel that is now posing for us. You can't really walk along the walls because, think about it, it's so windy right now, the wind would just blow you off. Here is an authentic Bukhara bathhouse. You go, you bathe over there, or over there, or over there. It is hot in here, it's humid. And then you come and get your massage here. And I read somewhere that you should get a soft massage, probably because it hurts. Now, this whole complex, the madrasa, the minaret, the mosque, it's real cool during the day. But at night, after sunset, this is what you're gonna get. Well, we've got another local Bukharan dish, and this one is called jizz from ancient Bukharia. That's right, jizz from ancient Bukhara. Let's see how it tastes. We've got some of this beef that's marinated in pieces. We got some onion. When you're here, you need to try meat. It's a given. You're in Uzbekistan. All you can do is try meat. I never thought I would say this, but I love jizz in my mouth. It is delicious.